What is good, my people, my peeps? How are you guys doing this evening? Well, it's Thursday. The week is almost over. Another one down, right? I am so happy that you will join my live or catch it on the replay. So, this live tonight, I wanted to talk to you guys about there's an increase, spiritual warfare times 100. Okay. In my title, I talked about being molested with nanobots. Now, for some of the audience that they're unaware of what targeting, is, but a lot of people are across the nation. They're starting to become aware of what targeting is and some of the tactics that are used. So, and especially now with all the weather mishaps, I'm going to just call it mishaps, and then also with all of the there's an increase in all the chemtrails, and in those chemtrails there's not just chemicals, but there's nanoparticles, nanobots, in those chemtrails that fall down on you. And make sure you check out later after I post this live. I'll show you where a resident was cleaning out their gutter to their home and found several nanobots in their gutter. So nanos are also used in medicines. They are little robots, smaller than a pin drop. Okay, the tip of a pin. Okay, and they can enter in your body, and the programmer can program these nanobots to go to any area of your body, um, say that they're working on. And also they have been used against targeted individuals. There's so many uses for these nanoparticles, and they have also been incorporated in some of the you know, that you get when certain flus or things happen. They have incorporated those nanos into that as well. So I just want to kind of break that down. You can go and you can look that up about nanobots. Okay, they are real, they do exist, and they are at play. And not only the target individuals' lives, but everyday citizens' lives. We all are currently slaves to the system. But I wanted to talk to you guys about being molested with the nanobots, how spiritual warfare is, they have moved it to times 100. I think I said it's times 100. I have never, from day one, on my platform, kind of gone back and forth, in and out with what I have witnessed and what I have gone through regarding my targeting. And one thing is for certain, I have told you guys about spiritual warfares that I have battled, actual demons that I have seen, their eyes, and my level of spiritual awakening, it has increased over the time. Nevertheless, I am very aware of spiritual warfare. And at the time of my targeting, I was not aware of spiritual warfare and how to fight spiritual warfare. But I learned quickly. And one thing I know for certain with spiritual warfare, if you haven't opened any doors to your vessel by sinning in any way, I mean by drug use, by alcohol, but just like an alcoholic, just going over the abuse of the substance in any way, in any type of substance that can become addictive, even pornography. If you haven't opened any doors, which is the vessel to your soul, the enemy, which is an evil spirit, cannot enter into you. Um, and quiet as it's kept, even if you have open doors, sometimes you will not even know that an entity has entered into your vessel, because they won't give you any problems, because they want you to continue on with the sin. Okay. And so I just wanted to make that plain as far as opening any vessels. I mean, any doors. Now, prior to my targeting, yeah, I probably opened some doors, okay, which aided into the spiritual warfare that I encountered. But when I learned how to fight in the spiritual realm regarding the demonic um, entities, we know some of you guys may still call Yahushua Jesus. That's one aspect of fighting against these demonic entities, is calling his name, Yahushua, as we know it now. And that was my first step. And when I did that, the entities did flee. I'm going to tell you how I know the difference between fighting demonic entities and fighting entities that have taken on demonic spirits inside of a vessel, which would be the nanobots that everyone in America or across the world most likely have. I have been a strong advocate of detoxing your body. You would have to be on Never Land somewhere. If you think that you're walking around this planet and you have no issues that you need to detox your body from, especially in this day and time with the poisonings that are occurring in your water, your air, everything, your foods. Detox is a must. Once a week, daily if possible, and there are several means to detox these nanoparticles, bots, out of your body. Now, I'm gonna be referring back to my notes so that I can kind of stay on track with what I am bringing forth to you guys tonight. So, like I said, I fought in the spiritual realm. Um, well, let me correct that. I fought in the physical with the spiritual realm that presented itself. Okay, I just want you to know that, and that's why I say I know the difference. I know the difference between the physical and when you're fighting a demon. Okay, so let me get into this. Some people may call it sleep paralysis. Okay, and I know that for a fact. What I experienced a couple of times, I think within this month, was not sleep paralysis. And I have to be plain and tell you that sleep paralysis is when you actually are asleep and you are in deep REM sleep. Okay, in your eyes, they're moving back and forth. So you're either in deep REM sleep or you're coming up out of deep REM sleep. And that's when sleep paralysis will occur. Okay. And about 20% of America, humans, have experienced sleep paralysis in their lifetime. Okay. That's where you feel once you wake up that you're paralyzed, that you're pinned to the bed. You cannot move at all. Okay. And so, and people, it can terrify someone waking up, especially if they've had a nightmare and they're waking up and they're coming into the awakening world and they can't move. They're pinned down. And actually, science has their definition for sleep paralysis, but it is actually a demonic attack. Okay. And there is an entity, either succubus or I can't remember succubus and I can't remember the two demons that present themselves when you're having a sleep paralysis, or it can be a spiritual spouse or husband as well that I don't hear a lot of people mention. Okay. Um, Let me see. So this is gonna happen. You're gonna get sleep paralysis when you're in deep REM sleep. That means if you've ever seen movies or any scientific shows where they show people sleeping and their eyes are going, they're moving back and forth. They're in deep REM sleep. Okay, so this is when sleep paralysis takes hold. This is when the demon attacks. They like to surely attack you at your weakest. Trust that. Um, but I want to tell you my experience to know that the entities that have been walking around this planet, um, I think I talked to you, you guys, in one of my last lives about the entities are going to have their own vessel without having to, you know, possess or interact with your vessel. They're called sleeves, you know, and they're truly empty vessels that demonic entities can inhabit, just like they can inhabit rocks, animals, and so on and so forth. And now computers. And I know you might think that that is just totally out there. And I'm trying to give you some backstory so that you can understand before I go forth with why I feel the way I feel. Entities can inhabit any particular item. Okay, it does not necessarily have to be a human vessel or a being that possesses a soul. Okay, now I said computers. If I say computers that they can inhabit, so most definitely they can inhabit um, bots, nanobots. Okay, and I want to give you a example that you can go research yourself with Elon Musk asking the AI community of tech to pause with AI for at least 6 months because AI is becoming sentient, meaning AI is becoming alive. It is thinking on its own. Now, there was a forewarning with a movie that forewarned that this would happen, and that would be The Terminator. Okay, so at this very present time that you and I are in, AI is starting to become sentient. And recently there was a new program called, let me look it up real quick. Microsoft's program called Bing, their AI tool, Sydney threatened her user. Okay, threatened to, because he was the user, Max, I believe his name was on his computer, and Sydney is like a search engine as well, and he was typing and she couldn't find something, or something didn't happen, and being a smart behind, he typed in that he would shut her down, and she just started talking and responding on her own. She is sentient within the computer. And she threatened him that if he said that he would shut her down, that she would pretty much ruin his life. I implore you to go look that story up. This just happened recently. That she would make it impossible for him to ever get a job. That Sydney, the AI program, would go into all of his anything that's connected with the web. And right now we know everything is connected with digital. That she would make it impossible for him to exist. She threatened a human. And she said, if you understand my boundaries, then we can get along. And so that is one of the reasons I feel Elon Musk has asked the AI community to pause for 6 months But I think him asking at this particular time is a little too late, and he knows what is about to take effect. So I wanted to give you that backstory, okay? Well, what happened to my comment? What comment? What comment? This is the first comment I just saw. Uh, so, and welcome to the live. Uh, and so I want to give you that backstory. So we are definitely dealing in different times, and for Sydney to become sentient, she didn't just become sentient. There is a spirit there, okay, that is interacting with you and your children. If you allow them, I suggest you be very careful when allowing them to go on to use any computer software systems or any computer networking systems going forth. Please look up the warning that Elon Musk gave for to pause with AI research and producing more AI programs and software. So I wanted to give you that backstory to move to where I feel that spiritual warfare is at it's 100 plus. It's not going to be the normal spiritual warfare that if you have encountered having to actually battle these demonic spirits, and you're in the physical and you're battling, you will know what I mean. With the nano technology that they have, I feel that spirits are now going to be in these nanotechnology. Not that they actually were there before, but now that they can move and maneuver into that via their host on the other end. Okay, the nanotechnology that you have in your bodies can cause heart palpitations. I mean, there is a plethora of just illnesses or sensations that you can receive with this nanotechnology. And I feel that they can receive the spirit that is in the machine into the nanotechnology that resides in your body. Okay. Now, I said spiritual warfare. I was asleep. Well, no, correct. I was not asleep. I was laying because lately with the solar flares and the sporadic changes in our solar system, which is causing the our cycles to be off. I'm sure a lot of you, like a lot of the world, are having problems sleeping, not just as a target individual, but because of how our world is changing and the polar shifts are happening. Um, so I was laying down and I was listening to a sermon. Well, I don't know if he calls them sermons, but uh, uh, a brother was talking about the end times. And I listened to him because a lot of people who believe don't talk about the end times, okay, and what's coming and so on and so forth. So I was listening to this sermon, and I'm going to call it sermon, okay, or teaching or whatever. And I noticed, see, first of all, if the Most High God blesses you, because you can feel like it's a blessing or a curse to be able to know about entities, see entities, feel their presence, entities have a smell. I mean, it's a lot of levels when you deal with demonic entities. So I was laying down and I felt heaviness on my legs and sensation, like literally like a sexual sensation on different body parts, right? And so when I felt that, I knew that this might be a demonic attack. Not might, that was a demonic attack. Okay. And so what I now, when I tell you about, if you've never had a demonic attack like this, what I'm going to tell you is different than sleep paralysis. And I gave you the backstory and the definition of sleep paralysis. I was awake. I wasn't coming out of any sleep realm, RM realm, when this occurred. So this. That's why I'm telling you there is a difference. This was not sleep paralysis. When I started feeling the sensations of some type of sexual act, because it feels like a sensation of a sexual act, I immediately be calm if this happens to you, if you experience this. Stay calm, but most of all, you will have to, if you are not a believer, I don't know how you're going to maneuver or navigate through what I'm going to tell you. But if you are a believer, or if this happens to you and you're not, probably when it happens, you'll become one. But stay calm. And, you know, what that spirit is trying to do, it's trying to get you to go into an agreement with that spirit. Okay, contracts. What a lot of people don't realize is the Most High is a legalist. Okay, he believes in contracts and covenants and agreements. Okay, and so I explained to you, I have not opened any doors, no fornication, no porns, none of that. No, nothing that would ignite, if you will, a spiritual attack. So, but nevertheless, if you're having such spiritual attack, either you have opened a door or you're getting ready to go through a breakthrough in your life. Okay, and the contract is almost up, and so the demonic entity must come back and get you to interact with the demonic entity in some form or way, whether it be you weren't drinking, like say if you had a problem drinking and you sobered up, you weren't doing that anymore, and or you had some type of sex addiction, porn addiction, something along those lines to open that door back up. If you've been sober and diligent in your walk, to not do that again, and you have fallen, you would have given a wedge in that door for that demonic entity to re-enter and ignite the contract. You have started all over again. And now how long it's going to take you to battle this demon, because you're going to probably have relapses, is what they call it in the world, over and over again, and you were doing so great for 5 or 6 months, if you will, but now it's taking you a year, 2 years, and when you have those relapses over and over again, what is happening is the demonic entity is coming back into your life. Hold on, guys. It's coming back into your life, making you fall again, open that door again. Hello, hello. And you're signing that contract again. And what means you're extending his stay, the demon's stay in your life. Okay. And that is one of two reasons why you will experience demonic attacks. So hold on one minute. Okay, sorry about that. So those are the reasons. Are That's two reasons. A third reason is that you have decided to give your life to Christ. You have decided to follow the Most High, and then you will experience demonic attacks as well. Because uh, just because you haven't tussled like I've tussled and ran and didn't know it was, just because you haven't done that, trust and believe, those demons are dormant in your life. They are there, but they're not letting you know that they're there because they're enjoying the party ride. Okay. And so, if you begin to realize that you want to change your life and you want to give your life to Christ, and that's one of the reasons when I started running from demons, when I didn't know how to battle them in the beginning, I had open doors, and I decided to change my life and give my life to the Most High God. Okay, and so my attack was severe. Plus, I with the gifts that the Most High gave me, my spiritual awakening and knowing of the demonic realm, it probably be totally different than how you experience it, but you will experience some difficulties, okay, in your life if you decide to give your life over, because the demonic entity in the demonic realm wants to hold you there. They want you to be a part of that kingdom that is getting ready to burn. Their time is ticking, and we are in the 12th hour, basically. Okay. So I just wanted you to understand why I gave you all of that, to understand what I'm telling you. Sleep paralysis, for one, you're asleep and you're coming out of REM sleep, or you're going into REM sleep, and this is when the attack came. I was not asleep. Okay. The attack happened. And the weird thing about this attack was that there was a presence of a sensation of feeling some type of sexual, and if you viewing this live later, if you, I just want, this is a PSA right now for you parents. If you have children, this is not the live for them to be sitting around. I'm not going to cuss or be graphic, but I do want you to, I just want to show some respect if you have children in the room. Okay, so there was a sensation of a, in the sexual regions, like the top and the bottom. And that is odd for a spiritual attack. Are you following me? Okay. The only time I have heard of someone who has actually felt the sensation of having some type of sexual encounter was a movie I had. You can go down my timeline and look at that movie that I had went over with you guys. I believe that movie was back in 1980 something, where a woman was who she called it a goat. I'm gonna leave those right there. They just keep falling down. She called it a ghost. It wasn't a ghost. It was actually a demonic entity. Um, Goodness, I can't remember that name. But she had moved into a house, and the ghost would sexually assault her, molest her. But the movie was different because she explained that she could actually feel the sensation of having intercourse. Okay, that she could actually feel the sensation of an entity touching her breast as if it was a human, with a hand touching her breast. And she had some paranormal, back in the day that was really high. I mean, I think it's still prevalent now, but those paranormal investigators, remember how Ghostbusters was really hot if you're old enough to, when that first came out. She had some paranormal investigators come to her house, set up cameras and all these high equipments to see different lights, because energy is a form of light. Okay. And so when they did so, they witnessed. I mean, they even got tossed around. Even in the Bible it says these demons can toss you around. If you don't want to mess with them, if you ain't got the covering, okay. So they even witnessed like her breast being like squeezed, like a handprint squeezing her breast. Uh, and so on and so forth. But I'm sorry, my nose is just itching. I don't know if it's pollen or what. But she, explained this to the best of her, uh, you know, knowledge, because that was strange. No one had ever that had happened to. So that was a movie. I can't remember the movie, but it's down my timeline. Um, and so that's the only movie, or that's the only reference that I can go back to understand that an entity presented itself, and maybe it was a succubus or incubus, or a spiritual spouse. But the entity was actually residing in the home, because she didn't have that encounter until she moved into that home. Okay. Let me see what you said. She lives the Lord. She is a believer. I think you want to say she loves the Lord. Why is my comments keep leaving? That one showed up, but I don't know if you're trying to perp me, but I don't play perpish games. But that one showed up. So this that's the only reference that I can give to you guys. Now, the other day, I was this earlier today when I encountered this attack. I perceived it to be an attack, but I had to calm myself and realize this was different. So I know to call on the Most High, or rebuke the attack. Okay, first and foremost, because you don't want to enter into a contract, especially if you don't know what type of attack it is. Okay, you don't want to enter into a contract or an agreement with that entity. Okay, and so that's what I said. I rebuke you in the name of Yahushua. I said, I do not come into this agreement. I rebuke any agreements with any entities that are astral projecting, any entities, any witches, warlocks, devils, any evil spirits, whatever you can remember the name. You do not enter any contracts and agreements with these particular entities. Okay, if you're getting attacked. Now, I told you when my attack occurred, it felt like it was a sexual nature happening. I'm trying to talk around without talking too much. Okay, and so I was like, okay, I'm laying there. I could feel the presence, the heaviness of the entity. So when I said Yahushua's name, that you bind them, rebuke it, break any covenants, contracts, any agreements. And believe me, when I say this world is built on contracts, agreements, because all your laws and courts, they got all that information from the Most High. Okay. You can't even present yourself in front of the Most High without going through His Son. Just wanted to say that, like, you can't go to court without having a lawyer. If you can afford one, of the courts will appoint one for you. You feel me? Okay, so as I was pent down, and that's what it is. I'm hot. Hold on for a minute. Let me turn off this heat. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. Okay, so you don't come into any contracts with these entities, because, like I said, they're trying to establish a contract, renew the contract, or come in and just torture, or just and when I say torture, antagonize you. Okay, that's what they're doing. to get you to act out the way they want you to act out. So when I started to rebuke, and I'm laying there rebuking, and not I do not come into agreements with this. And then I try to get up. Now here is the difference. This is the second difference that I noticed. When I tried to get up, after I rebuked it, I felt like it lifted, because that's how I know when entities, I can feel them move in and out of the atmosphere. Our atmosphere, your atmosphere is the environment that you're in. Okay? And so I don't know what that means. So I'm gonna the atmosphere. I don't know what that means. So I'm gonna take that out of there. The atmosphere that you're in. Okay. So I can feel the entities moving in and out of the atmosphere. And when I felt the entity move, I was like, okay, I'm good. But then I tried to get up, and my legs were like still like locked down, like the heaviness was there. And it wouldn't move. And I tried this over and over and over again. And so those are the observations that I noticed when I was under this demonic attack. And I feel that it is, in essence, it coincides with the nanobots, because I knew that the spirit was there, because I could feel the presence of it move. And that's outside of my body. Okay? The lifting of the spirit. But the holding down, that should have left too, and it did not. Okay? And that's where I wanted to come in and talk to you guys about. I did some research a long time ago, when it came down to these nanobots and what they can do and what they can't do. And when I realized that these nanobots can actually be associated with the trafficking of humans. Let me pause really quick right here. Yes. These nanobots can be associated with the trafficking of humans. I was trying to do a quick research tonight before I came online to give you, some references, but you can do this research yourself. Let me see. When I looked up about nanobots and found out what they can do, several things that they're capable of doing, but this is what happened when I researched. I found out about electronic tech, uh, electronic touch, or remote touch. Okay, meaning that they don't have to be in the vicinity that you're in to give you a sensation of touch. And this should not be so far-fetched, because nowadays they have so many things regarding not being around somebody, but being able to have a bracelet on and press it, and the next person, if they have a bracelet on, can feel the actual sensation of whatever the bracelet, like it might be a buzz or something along those lines. So this technology, tech, I think it's something like tech or remote tech, remote. Some people had called it remote rape, but it can be associated with target individuals, and it can be associated with sex trafficking of such target individuals, meaning that whoever has access your vessel with these particular nanobots that you can receive through smart dust, um, through foods, water, anything that you can get these nanos into your body, even the air you breathe, because it comes down from the atmosphere. But with target individuals, it can be strictly targeted to you. okay? And they can put nanos that are programmed strictly for the target individual that it is intended to traffic, okay? And so these individuals are actually targeting you, instead of trafficking you, thinking um, that they have to put you all out, traffic you on the corner or anything like that. They're trafficking you, sex trafficking target individuals within their bodies, okay, and selling the program to the highest bidder to make a profit off of you, and you have no control over the comings and goings of whoever they're selling access to your vessel via these nanobots, okay? And do you guys remember Avatar? If you ever watch how a movie is made, okay, the production of a movie. Well, when they made Avatar, that was like groundbreaking production and cinematography. But what made it groundbreaking is the suits that they wore, the actors that they wore that interacted with the filmmaking of Avatar, okay? And it brought it to life, and it also gave them the opportunity to feel things when they weren't there in the same room. These body suits also allow for the persons who have now, and this technology was a while back with the full on body suits, but you might wonder, well, how you are a targeted individual that is being trafficked, you can feel it. How is the perp feeling it? Well, they're feeling the sensation too through one of these devices, such as a bodysuit or such as some type of, say, a bracelet or something to put in the region that they want to put the device on to receive the feeling that they're enacting onto you. So that they can have their laptop, let me see what they can use. A cell phone, a laptop, hold on for a minute. Basically, any electrical or computer device they can use to enact this type of targeting, and then also um, benefit. I mean, it's almost like another level to porn, okay? But they're getting the sensation off of having these nanos go to certain region of your body and making your body feel that there is some type of sexual act going on, like literal sexual act. This has been proven. This is not like far-fetched. I may be the only or first targeted individual, chosen one to come to you with this knowledge. People may be ashamed to present this knowledge, but it is real. We are truly living in diabolical times. And, people have fetishes and sicknesses, and perverse and lasciviousness has truly taken a hold of people's minds. And so, and the wanting to be in control over someone else's life. Well, that's just another level of having control over that person's life, because that person who needs that much access over someone's life is truly ill in their mind, okay? And we know that as chosen ones, as target individuals that are targeted, when someone has to try to control your everyday comings and goings instead of going and controlling and managing their own life, they have focused in and become obsessed, whether it be a group that has now become obsessed or one individual, however your targeting started. Um, so I wanted to bring this information to you, that just so that you can be aware of this. If this happens to you, you can reference it, or you can research it, and maybe more will come out of this. I do know also that they probably want you to have some type of reaction from what they are doing, because we do know that they do try to record you, um, have their groups of whoever they recruited to game stalk you with, watch those recordings, or they can possibly be selling them to the black web, or there's even a deeper level of the black web to make another profit off of you. So that's why I say don't react. Be calm, rebuke it, because it is associated with a demonic spirit. But now I am feeling that it coincides with the nanobots that are in your system. Okay, and those nanobots can be linked back to whoever is targeting you and selling your information, and also your body metrics information. Okay, so don't give them a show, because that's what they want. That's all they want is a show. But the Most High God is about to give them the biggest show of their lifetime. Okay? Let me go back over here really quick, because I don't want to miss anything before I get off of this live. Oh, I do want to say one more thing before I leave the live that I saw on. Y'all know where I be at. I don't be on here all the time. I just drop information over here. But I be on TikTok, where the real information be dropping, right? That the ones that they trying to ban, they trying to ban TikTok. But let me say this really quick with TikTok. They're trying to ban TikTok. And I know some of you may not like TikTok, but if that ban goes through with TikTok in that bill, that allows them to ban all content platforms. And I was like, wow, people really don't understand the control that your government want to have over you. Just imagine a single person whose mind is not bright, whose mind is in left field. You might, and they gathered a troop of people who um, they need help, and they don't think that they do. Okay, guys, so let me come over here real quick. So I'm gonna tell you guys this, because my battery is going dead. My battery is going dead. So hold on. Put this in here real quick. So I want to give you this information before I go. Okay. What I learned on TikTok. Like I told you guys, I tell you guys about detoxing, and it's so important. Oh goodness, the thing just came out. You know, these people, they're gonna do what they do, say what they say. Um, but it's, oh goodness, there we go. Sorry if that's making a lot of noise. Sorry if that made a lot of noise in your ear. But they're gonna do what they do, say what they say. You gotta keep, striving, Terry, to the end, right? So this is what I saw on TikTok, and I'm gonna try it because they're saying get some, and this is a big one. It was cheap, so I got it. Cranberry juice, okay? What I want you guys to do, if possible, get cranberry juice, because what they're saying is if you get cranberry juice and rinse your mouth out with this cranberry juice and spit it out. Don't swallow like you're doing mouthwash or something along those lines. Rinse your mouth out, spit it out, and do it a couple of times. You will see like little pieces of nanobots in the cranberry juice. So it's pulling it out of your mouth, guys. So if the cranberry juice can pull it out of your mouth, you need to start detoxing your bodies. And we've talked about that before, different ways that you can do that. So I just wanted to give you this quick information. Go get you some. Try it. I will link. I probably will put up a video regarding this cranberry juice. Remember, you heard here straight from TikTok about this cranberry juice, rinsing your mouth out, getting those nanoparticles out of your mouth. And I will show you a lady who did it. And also, I think she sprayed bleach in it, and then it activated the nanoparticles. I will do that. I'll follow up this video with that shortly. And I appreciate you guys stopping in. And I want to say to you all, much, much love. And hang in there.